before we move on to why we're actually here tonight, just kidding. That's a tease. No, we want to talk to you about KBO very briefly, very quickly. I feel like we are at a point in the season with KBO, and we're all new enough to the KBO that I had to go back and remind myself some of the parameters surrounding the KBO season. How long is it? Where are we in the season? Etc. So, the season in KBO is 144 games long. We have now played like 45 of them, 48, whatever it is. There
50.
are 95 games left in the season. Let's say that.
Yeah.
95 games left in the season. The NC Dinos are leading the charge.
That's
baby.
right, baby. Go Dinos.
So we've been watching KBO, but it's kind of become what we do. And that's okay. That's what baseball is, right?
Yeah.
So, but I sat there tonight like, well, okay, so the NC Dinos are leading the league, 34 wins. They've got 15 losses as of tonight. It's July 3rd, Eastern Time.
16 losses
And,
as of tonight. I think I've got an updated one.
You're right. They just lost tonight again. And didn't they get a whooping tonight?
Yeah, they got a whooping tonight. It was I had it pulled up. Let me see if I can find it again. It was like 8-2, 6 something.
8-2,
9-2.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, not a good showing for the Dinos.
That's
But
okay.
tomorrow's another day.
That's
So,
right. That's right. In fact, it's the most normal baseball that we're able to access at this point in our lives together here.
Yep.
And it's we're really enjoying it. But we, like I said, I just needed to know, like, okay, now how far into it are we? It's not as intuitive for us yet as it is with an MLB season, which is not going to be intuitive this year either. So it's all kind of up in the air.
Yes and no, like I said, because the season's going to end still the end. Like the regular season will still end the end of September. So
That's true.
The ending is still as scheduled at like normal, but
Yeah,
the
that's a good
beginning is
point.
going to feel weird. Like at what point are we going to get to like, okay, this is the beginning of the season, now we're at the middle, and then we're at the end. It's going to be like beginning, middle, end. All like that. But
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's been
And if
nice.
they're playing almost every day.
Yeah, it's been nice, honestly, to have the KBO season that does have that little bit slower pace to it.
Yep.
As much fun as we said that MLB is going to be, it's going to be. You're going to be out of breath by the time it's done.
Well, and I know we're not all sitting up watching KBO every day, and I know we're not all able to catch the reruns the next day. I got it. I don't catch them all the time either.
I typically, and see, like, I've got a benefit. Like, I'm working from home, and my TV is like 8 feet from me. I just flip on.
Right.
I flip on the Xbox. I go to the ESPN app and I watch. I flip on a game, like the game from the night before, on demand. Like that's what I do in the afternoons when I work. So I feel like I've got it pretty good as far as that goes. So I get to watch KBO just about every day. But
yeah, and I got a lot going on. So
yeah, I get that.
I don't always. Yeah, and I'm not alone in that. A lot of other people, a lot of the listeners and viewers, they got a lot going on too. So so for those of you out there like me who are a little bit lost in the sauce on the KBO, it's okay. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
It is going to be an interesting contrast now that we have a very, very truncated MLB season, and we get to contrast and compare that with the KBO season that is a much more long and drawn out season, which is more what we're used to. So we'll get a chance to evaluate the two at the end of this season and see which one we like better, which format was more appealing, provided more, whatever provided. So
yeah,
I'm kind of excited about that actually.
Well, and I'm curious to see how the playoffs work out because I feel like their playoff format is really very interesting. We highlighted it at the beginning, but if I remember right, it's like the top 6 teams make it.
And the way it works is team 6 plays team 5, and then team 5 plays teams 4. Team 4 plays team 3. Why am I putting S at the end of these? Team 3 plays team 2, and then team 1 hasn't played at all through the playoffs until it's time.
Yeah, it's a ladder format. Yeah, so 6 plays 5, and then the winner plays on to play 4. Yeah, so it's I've never seen, quite honestly, anything like it except for playing video games. And by video games, I
Right.
mean fighting games, because that's how those work. But
Mortal Kombat is a great example.
Yeah, it feels like a Mortal Kombat tournament, because
That's right.
you've got the boss waiting at the top, and you got to work
That's
your
right.
way up. So, yeah,
The Rusty boss, right?
Yes,
Though,
yeah,
let's
that's
be
what
honest,
it's going to
though.
be. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
almost rather be the second or third seeded team. I think I said that at the beginning, because
Yeah.
you're not having as much of a layoff, and then you still have some. I don't know. That's just me, but whatever.
So the only other thing we should talk about with, regard to KBO is that Addison Russell is now playing for the Kiwoom Heroes,
Yes,
and
yeah.
and that is relevant for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
He was non-tendered by the Cubs, so after a suspension and everything, all the stuff that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited that Addie's going to get a chance to start this redemptive path.
Yeah,
And I think the KBO is going to provide him with a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful culture, immersed in a wonderful larger culture of South Korea, to maybe get himself right. We talked about other players in the past who've entered this environment and have come out saying that they feel like better people.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this could be the greatest thing ever for him. I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I hate to put that on anybody. I hate to extrapolate that hard, I guess is the best way to put it. But honestly, he's faced some very serious crisis in his life, and a cleansing opportunity like this, if I may be so bold, is a pretty cool thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other thing that's important to understand is that anybody out there who might be an Addison Russell fan still, you're not going to see him in MLB at all this year. Like,
Right.
Not just because he's not in a 60-man player pool. It's because they're, I was watching. Okay, so I got to explain this, and then I can explain that. So I was watching Trevor Bauer and his agent Rachel Luba talk about this before. The MLB is like the only organization in the country that's exempt from antitrust laws.
Yeah. Yes.
And what that means is that if you're under contract with MLB, you cannot go play anywhere else. Like, if there's
That's right.
a strike, you cannot go. The NBA, they said, like, when they were locked out a few years ago, they could have gone and played in Europe. I think a few guys did.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
then NFL could do that too. They could go play whatever. Ocho Cinco went and played. I guess that's not the same. But anyways, they could go play somewhere else.
Yeah. I know what
MLB,
you mean,
you
though.
cannot do that. You cannot do that with MLB. So he's not going to be seen in MLB this year for a number of reasons. But like you said, this is kind of a path of redemption for him, and this is the first step. And I think it's a good first step. Good first way to
I
go.
do too.
So.
And just like I said, I mean, I could beat this horse all day long, but
Yeah.
could not possibly be a better culture to
Mhm.
find yourself in.
Yep.
So I hope he embraces it, and I hope that he becomes the person he wants to become, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So, now he was a replacement. Tell us about this, Brad, because you have a little bit of a better line on this than I do.
I do. So you said, like you said, he was signed on to the Kiwoom Heroes, and he's actually replacing another American because KBO rules you can only have 3 foreign-born players.
Correct.
Okay? So he's actually replacing Taylor Motter. If anybody remembers Taylor Motter, he came up with the Rays, and then he got traded to the Mariners. The Mariners ended up waiving him in 2018. Then he went to the Twins for just a little bit, kind of a cup of coffee, you could say.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I specifically remember Taylor Motter because when he came up, talk about a flash in the pan. The guy was lightning for like 2 months. It was very, very good. And that was in 2017 when he came up with the Mariners, and he had that really good stint. But 2018, the reason they waived him was because he was not good at all.
Yeah.
The last time I saw Taylor Motter, he grounded out to shortstop, second base, whatever, like just a slow roller, grounded out, went back to the dugout, put his head in his hands, and you could tell it was just like that was it. It was done.
Yeah.
That the Mariners had told him that was it with them. So then I saw him a little bit with the Twins, and then I saw him resurface with the Kiwoom Heroes, and I was like, hey, that's awesome. Good for him. Getting another chance. But man, the poor guy continues to fall. He got cut by the Kiwoom Heroes.
Yep.
And that's who Addison Russell is replacing. That's one thing that I've heard watching and listening to the KBO is they say if you're not cutting it, you're done. Especially a foreign-born player, because there are other guys who they can replace you with. So you don't get much of a chance.
And they hang their hats on their foreign-born players a lot.
Oh, for sure, yeah. If a guy like Taylor Motter comes in who, washed out of the MLB, and then he's coming in as supposed to be the leader and the big guy, and he's batting $150, he's not going to get more than 2 weeks. He didn't get more than 2 or 3 weeks to pull out of whatever slump it was. They cut him, and they brought in Addison Russell. And so hopefully for Addison Russell, he is able to step in and take control. And, it doesn't help that the Kiwoom Heroes are not a good team.
No.
Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking Hanwha. Kiwoom is good. Kiwoom is very good.
I was going to say they're
only
great.
Back of the Dinos.
They're great. It's yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, no.
It's actually that's part of why it makes it such a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, no, sorry. I mixed up the Hanwha Eagles and the Kiwoom Heroes, and
That's okay.
Yeah. So
it's okay. It's all
But yeah,
new.
I mean, if everybody else is playing and then you got a foreign-born player who's not, that's all the more reason.
Yeah.
So you got to fill that hole.